Hi Jay, it's Ray Middleton here from Fulfilling Lives, Workforce Development Lead. And I just wanted to thank you really for the opportunity to write a chapter in this really exciting new book, Cross-Cultural Dialogues on Homelessness. And what I'm really interested in is people interacting with the ideas and the dialogue that can happen between different innovative approaches from both the USA and the UK, and seeing the similarities and the differences as well. And those differences can really lead to a more enriched reflection and response then, and a better way of reaching out to people who are very excluded in society, who are without a home. I think some of the themes that are very common is the idea of appreciating that trauma often underlies, and complex trauma underlies people who have really troubled journeys in life. And that comes across through either your ideas about pre-treatment and how they've been then taken and responded to by, say, John Connolly writes a chapter about pre-treatment therapy, working with people who are homeless in London. And then Suzanne Quinney writes a chapter about appreciative inquiry, being able to look at the strengths and resources that people have who are without a home, and really build on that to develop that and apply that to the model psychologically informed environments that Robin Johnson, who also edited this book and contributes chapters and explains about psychologically informed environments, or PIEs, and how that's really taking off in the UK, and how that links really well with the ideas about trauma-informed care from the USA. And then the ideas about things I'm interested in, like Mikhail Bakhtin's kind of dialogical approach, applying some of those principles in the way that we can develop skills around engagement, building hope, and motivating the people that we're working with, and helping staff improve their skills around collaborative work, using experts, what we call experts by experience, or sometimes called peers, I think, in the USA, which I really value, having lived experience myself, and that's kind of motivated my desire to work in this area, to try and be useful and helpful and learn from other people. And so I think the contributions from yourself and how that's been adapted in the UK, and how trauma-informed care can be adapted to this and integrated with psychologically informed environments and appreciative inquiry, and how these different ideas come through in the chapters. And I think that the hope is that by working collaboratively and appreciating the similarities and the differences as well, can spark ideas about frontline services, about how to improve in different ways. There's a strong theme about reflective practice as well, and that understanding the dialogue between really that we're all unfinished personalities, whether we're staff working in services or people without a home or going through a particular difficult patch. And if we see that we're both unfinished personalities on a journey, and that we can learn from each other, and that we can help each other as we journey together. And that's one of my hopes for this book, and it's been a real privilege to get to know you through, I think Robin introduced me to you, and we ended up doing some kind of live streaming chat show type experiment, which was great, with different people on the internet. And then it was really good to get to know your ideas and how they're being applied, and the similarities and differences with the things I was trying to develop and other people, and as I say, the links between those different things. So I think that does come through in the different chapters. So I think there's a lot to learn from each other in this book, and I'm really hopeful that other people read those ideas and then apply them and think how and reflect and think, how does that apply to my local context, maybe where I might be working in a service or trying to develop a service. And I think there's lots to learn in them, and there's lots to learn, lots. I always think that we only ever partly know what's going on. So I think this can help us to kind of appreciate a little bit more about what is going on in the USA and the UK, and in the dialogue that we can also appreciate and validate the good work and innovative work that's going on, but also there's a lot more out there to learn. There's a lot of other good work going on, and by encouraging this dialogue of ideas, that we can have that kind of community of people whose heart is for the people who have had complex trauma histories, who may be without a home at this point, but maybe the future kind of service managers and staff in services, if they find the right kinds of help on that journey to get better. And I think that getting better idea does come through as well in the book. The idea that me as a member of staff can get better, that the people we're working for, we're hopeful that they can get better, and also that services can get better. So there's a general idea that through dialogue and listening and appreciating the different work that's going on, we can appreciate our own limits, but validate the work that we're trying to do, and then learn from each other and celebrate that, really. So thank you for inviting me to be part of this, and I've learned a lot from yourself and from everyone else that's contributed to this book. So it's exciting to be journeying together towards a better future for people without homes. Thank you.